Great. I'm happy to give my town administrator report for September 9th. We had a small but dedicated group for our police station renovation groundbreaking, including my son, who was so pumped to be a part of that, on Friday morning. This marks the official start of the construction process, with the crews scheduled to begin site work this week, including the excavation of the foundation interior building preparations. This project will move forward in phases over the next 12 months, with the bulk of it happening in the next 9. So we will keep you and the community informed. The building committee is going to meet at least monthly with our representatives and get a weekly report from our OPM group. So there'll be lots of information flowing your way. We can send you as much or as little as you want. Of course, those meetings are public, so you can participate in them as well. For our human resources updates, I have appointed Scott Grierson, a longtime member of the DPW, as the new mechanic. The reason for this, he's going to be a working mechanic like our working foreman and our working director. He will spend about 60% of his time maintaining equipment and making sure that we're saving money for basic mechanical work, and he's qualified to do this, with the other 40% of his time doing what you would consider DPW work, plowing, and working where necessary. So it's a good thing. It's progression inside the department for Scott. It helps solve a need, and opens up another spot for a driver laborer. So we're very happy to do that. You also saw tonight some important milestones within the police department, promoting a new sergeant, which now brings us up to our full complement of 3, and then adding a officer, and you'll see a couple more being added because of recent vacancies in the next month. So the professional growth and opportunities in our police department are working. We're getting applicants for these positions, and we're very happy to do so, and getting experienced people, which saves money because you don't have to send them to the academies. We just hope people don't steal our people, but we're happy to steal other people's. In not so good news, our finance and HR assistant, Ratana, who was here for a couple weeks, decided to submit her resignation at the end of August. It's our understanding that there was a better opportunity, but we didn't flesh it out more, and she wasn't interested in doing an exit interview. So there's nothing to note except a resignation, and we're hoping of a better opportunity. There was no issue. I know that was kind of an abrupt leave, so I just wanted to talk about that publicly. Mm-hmm. And although this says we are continuing our search for a new assistant town clerk, we did have one of our strong candidates decide to take the position, although we didn't think that was going to happen. So we have a person starting in the next couple weeks in the assistant town clerk position. Remember, the definition of this position was expanded to include the historical commission support, which they badly need, and support for all of the what we call orphan boards that don't have staffing for their minutes to try and catch us up, which I know is a focus of Scott's and other people. So this person's going to be dynamic with the boards, helping and serving in many different departments, which is what we want.
Ryan, because your note says the 2 top candidates, so one of those 2 changed his or her mind, or was somebody else?
The one of those 2 decided to come work for us, which we're excited about.
And do you know why? I mean, what changed? You worked on her?
We presented a great culture and opportunity.
You took her for ice cream, and yeah. Well, that's good. I was concerned seeing the due to compensation and benefits line in your report.
Yeah, as we get a lot of applicants for these positions, we're finding highly qualified people who may be even overqualified for some of our positions, who want to break into government. In this case, I think it's a good fit and it's going to work out.
Okay,
so
great.
So have you seen an increase in that sense?
Yes.
Of applicants?
Mm-hmm. We had 40 for this position.
40?
Now,
wow.
I wouldn't say they were all, Stephen Canary had 300 for the custodial position, but he was able to narrow it down to maybe 1 or 2, and neither one of them worked. So we are getting a lot of applicants that aren't.
They may not be qualified.
Right. But we're seeing more. When we first started here, maybe it's because of the job market, we were only getting 1s and 2s for most positions. So we're interviewing at least 4 to 5 people for these positions now. And these are not department head level positions either, so that's a good sign. All right, our open space and recreation plan has celebrated is soon to celebrate its 7th birthday, which means it's time to either rewrite it or get an extension. So the way the law works, at the 7-year mark, you can extend it for 3 to make it 10, or you can rewrite the whole thing for a new 10 years. Obviously hoping to get the extension. It's a difficult 2-year process. So we will get the extension with some work from Megan, and then it takes about 2 years to write these things. So we will be starting the 10-year plan during that extension period, which I think is their sneaky way of getting you to
So
do
the
that.
extension really just says the plan we had is good for 3 more, you state that it's good for 3 more years.
Yes.
And you're not allowed to tweak it? To do, like, if in that exercise they find this is anachronistic and should say this, are they allowed to do that for the 3 years, or they just?
The extension is more of an update on the action goals.
Okay.
So you can do some
You
tweaks.
can do some.
But then publish a new 10-year plan, which times well with Sylvia transitioning to Megan and Megan being able to steward this next
But it's
10-year.
Conscom's job,
It is Conscom.
the same guys who were jumping right on the wetlands.
All right,
So,
two.
Sorry, but just a quick question. So when it says open space,
I'm not running for re-election.
that means our conservation land
And recreation land,
and recreation?
all open space. It's the plan for all the things we own that are
Right.
designated for open space and recreation.
Right, so, well, what I'm just thinking about is there some way to fold into this the development of a strategy for how we want to manage our conservation lands and what the plan is for them over the next 10 years?
That's exactly the
Because we
point.
don't have it, and this might be a organized way to make it happen.
Yeah. The current plan does talk to this. It's just getting it enacted and making sure that you're following it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, two things for your consideration tonight. The first, you heard from Karen from Audubon Lane during your community feedback forum. You asked that our engineers prepare a scope of work for you to analyze the water flow, and that is in your packet tonight. So the scope of work is well-defined. We discussed it. We believe that it would give you the initial answer to what may or may not be possible and what may or may not be the issue. And the price tag on that is $5,900.
So that's not too bad.
And that would come out of the road maintenance budget?
Yes. So if you want us to do that, we can. If you want more information, have Nitch come, we can do that as well. If you
We
don't
need
want to do that,
Vote it, or just tell you it's okay?
I would take direction.
So, let me ask the question though, so that's, the work product of that study would be the fix and the cost of fix?
It
Or
would
just
be a
clause?
determination of why the water is doing what it's doing, and
Clause.
they did say they would give some initial recommendations for
Well-
fixes.
Don't you just have to like stand out there in the rain and?
Yeah, and why?
I mean, I happened to, over the course of the last 2 weeks, talk to 2 people. One works for me, I know him, and the other one I just met him, but.
On that
they both
street?
live on, well, they live on
Oh.
Indian Hill.
Yep.
So I'm like, what's up with the water, right? And they're like, yeah, it's like more water. More water now. So something's going on up there, but.
So they're even seeing it up in Indian Hill.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Well, and
quite a
it-
bit up.
From the one photo, it looked like that culvert
Yeah.
can, or whatever that is, can get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like, and so, that wasn't identified as a problem on the culvert analysis. But if the water is changed and that culvert's not sufficient,
I'm
Right.
just saying, like, 6,000 to learn that there's more water and that it pools down
Yeah.
at the bottom, I mean, that.
Well, I think it's gonna be more detailed than that,
Yeah.
David.
Well, one would hope.
But what we need is really, what's the fix and the cost to fix, right? We know there's water, we know, she's telling us.
But what's the
Brian
root
was saying
cause?
that they not only identify what the cause is, but they will present some
So they
initial
will-
options.
Yeah, yeah,
of-
And that's more than
of
you.
Initial
Yeah, 'cause I think
options.
it's
You
in the-
undersold it then, okay.
I think it's in the letter.
Yeah.
It
We
is.
have a niche letter in here.
The-
Yes.
All right. fair
Yeah.
And
enough.
I would move to approve for
Yeah, I agree.
$1,000 to do the analysis.
Yeah, here it is.
yep, perform desktop, prepare probable cost to perform remedial actions. So,
And up to 2 remedial action
All right, good.
recommendations.
Yeah, that's good, you're right.
We tried to limit the scope because we're not sure that you'll want to move forward, so we didn't want to go
Right.
too far with the design, but we needed to give you enough information for you to make the next decision.
And an order of magnitude opinion of probable cost.
We want to find out
yeah,
what's
let's
causing.
find out what's going on there, yeah.
All right, sounds good to me.
Scott, would you take a movement?
do we need a motion?
to-
No, we don't.
No, we don't need a motion.
No, we don't need a motion.
There we go.
So you have our,
Our-
you have our support.
Just need to not
Directive.
get yelled at when I spend the money.
No.
Yeah.
All right, the second piece we're looking at here is the repair of the town clock. So there is a problem with the, let me look this up.
There's a problem with the clock.
Striker. There's a problem with the striker. So Rob does this for us. He's our clock timekeeper. He identified the damage and found Mark Gibson, who's one of our call firefighters, is talented and can fix the striker after an investigation. So the cost of this is not to exceed $1,000. They need to get into the clock to really identify what the fix is, but they have promised it will not be more than $1,000. So Rob has recommended Mark. Because Mark is an on-call firefighter and would be entering into a contract that has a financial interest with the town, the board must accept his exemption by vote to protect him and the town from the conflict of interest law. We also had him call the State Ethics Commission to make sure there was no conflict, and there is not. This is just overkill, but we like
Got it
overkill.
here.
This is new.
So there's a motion for you.
Thanks.
Ryan provided a new motion that's different
All
from
right.
what's in the packet.
So I would move to approve the exemption under General Laws, Chapter 268A, Paragraph 20B, from Mark Gibson, a municipal employee who seeks to provide personal services to a municipal agency, as identified in the disclosure included in the packet.
Second.
Any discussion or deliberation? Seeing none and all are present, let's do a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
You'll see some communication about the clock, mainly because you might not hear it chiming for a couple days, and we just want people to be aware of that, although we expect some calls.
You just need me to sign this?
Yes. For capital project updates, the elevator is going back out to bid this week. I have a meeting to finalize the bid package, and we should have an answer and a contract signed by November. That's the time frame that is required for that procurement. The brick building HVAC contract was signed today with Boston Mechanical, Inc. This is a project that's a joint effort between the Facilities Department, the MFC, and the Recreation Department. They're splitting the costs, and we expect to complete this project before the winter months. We're starting the scheduling process now. Stephen Kearney was rewriting the bathroom renovation scope today, so we're hoping to have a good update for that tomorrow. Sims and your cemetery committee is working on the mapping project. I don't have any new information. They met today, so in my next report I'll have more. And then Lazaro Paving will start the road maintenance, the supplemental road maintenance plan for Acton Street, Pheasant Hill Lane, and Berry Corner Road and Lane. Just want to update you, so our map is wrong for Berry Corner. It identified Berry Corner Lane as the road we're fixing, but that bulb or that circle at the end of Berry Corner is actually Berry Corner Road and not Berry Corner Lane, even though it's identified on every map on Earth that way. So we have to fix that map in order to get the.
Jeez.
So I spent a lot of time measuring and found someone who lived there, and it's all good. We're fixing it all.
Okay.
For Community Preservation Acts, you heard a little bit about the Banta Davis track rehabilitation. Lazaro's going to do the paving on that. We're going to have our engineers there to make sure it's done correctly, as we talked to you about, and you heard tonight about a possible recommendation for additional funding to complete that project. I don't have any new information on the Greeno and Cranberry Bog hydrologic studies. We do not have those yet, but they are final. They're doing their last edits, and they're supposed to send them to us soon. And same thing, no new information about the Bog House affordable housing feasibility study, except that we'll have updates soon. Building construction projects. The library renovation building committee is working closely with the MFC and all of the designers to manage 4 projects: the elevator renovation, the mechanical room expansion, library coils, and the full renovation itself. And we're trying to put all of these together. So to improve the efficiency, the architect and the OPM have recommended consolidating all the projects, and the MFC did vote to do this. We negotiated the price down, and we believe that it'll all work out as long as everybody's in agreement. The way they talked about it, they likely will be. So all of that'll come under one roof. Then you'll get your 60% construction documents and estimate based on that, and then the committee will know where they are in terms of the renovation funding versus the cost. You should get
Are
the.
they all funded from the same source?
No,
No.
different
Some of them
ones.
will come 100% town, right? Elevators and coils and
Yes.
things? Yeah.
Yep.
But the math will all get worked out.
And the renovation is part CPA and mostly private funding. It's all very complicated, but we're getting it all together into one renovation project with everybody's help, and everybody's being very helpful and working together nicely. You heard about the police station renovation. I will obviously be updating you on that pretty regularly. Tonight, you talked about the fire station renovation, so I don't need to give you that update. And I do need to know the DPW building plan as part of that presentation, so I can help you prep that for town meeting. So I know you wanted to provide at least some information with the fire station. That was your last direction.
A quick question, Ryan. On the Bog House, the studies that were funded, are those firms that did the studies, are they going to provide us with written reports?
Yes.
Okay, and those are being done now, or, I know that it's tricky because, our town planner's time is really full, but somebody doing the follow-up with them on those reports being done?
Yeah, I believe we have them in our possession, and we're ready for the next
Okay.
step, which we wanted to bring to you with that information.
Okay, so that'll be after the town meeting, we'll do that in November. Yeah, okay, good.
So the next step would be feasibility for housing, based on the findings of the site survey and the septic analysis.
Right, and so, I think that we ought to, when we want to have that conversation at the select board level, it might make sense to make it a joint thing with the housing trust.
Yep.
Yeah,
And they're pretty anxious to get here.
I know they are, they're kind of jumping the gun a little bit,
They're
but,
saying that they understand MBTA is going on, but they're not fully acting like they understand. I mean that in a funny way.
Is
Yeah.
that housing trust you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain people in the housing trust.
Like, we know MBTA is going on, but we will get to it. It's important. Two notifications that I have to give you. First, the Carlisle Community Chorus open rehearsals will have a Rotary sign from September 8th to the 22nd. And we approved another Rotary sign for Kicks for Cancer, and this will be in the Rotary from the 21st to the 28th. Lastly, unless there's questions, I would like to recognize staff member Noelle Beland. She's gone above and beyond this summer, assisting with the transition of our conservation administrators and working closely with Julie to manage the many public meetings related to the MBTA community zoning work. Most recently, Noelle stepped in as primary staff support for the planning board during Julie's vacation. A couple weeks she was gone during this MBTA process. Well-deserved, but it was a difficult time, and Noelle stepped in beautifully, handling a complex workload with professionalism and without hesitation. So her contributions highlight the value of hiring talented, multidisciplinary staff who provide both succession planning and organizational flexibility. We are fortunate to have her on our team and grateful for her reliability and ability to learn quickly. And I know Megan and Julie both have appreciated working with her. Megan in her transition and Julie as support for the work she's doing now. So Noelle is just a fantastic member of our team and worthy of recognition. We will send out calendar reminders for all the select board meetings and are committing to doing that for it. I just want to remind you that next Tuesday you have the 2 dog hearings. So there is a meeting next week and then your regular meeting on the 23rd.
but
And so
we're moving,
well,
though.
we had talked about that, and I don't know if people are in a position to decide tonight. We had talked about potentially moving the October dates, given the town meeting was on November 2nd, to be the 7th and the 21st, as opposed to the 14th and 28th. Because it's
Right.
also 3 weeks between the last meeting in
Right.
September and the first meeting in
So
October.
I was just looking at that. So we're meeting, let's go back. So we're meeting next week again,
Dog hearing,
and the week after that again,
yeah,
and we're skipping the 30th.
right. And then our normal schedule cadence would be October 14th and then the 28th.
Why not move the 23rd to the 30th? So
Well,
get the
'cause we-
6th
Well, it's awfully close.
Yeah, we,
I'm good with that.
So
I
we're
have a
going
conflict.
with,
I mean, I can do remotely on the
which one?
7th, but I can do it. I can do it, but I'll be remote.
What do people think about that? If people can do it?
The 7th?
Yeah,
so instead of the 14th, it'll be the 7th,
yep.
And
And the
it's-
21st.
and then instead
Yeah.
of the 28th, it'll be the 21st.
Yeah.
Okay, so first and third,
First and third, and then
okay.
that gives us, it probably, well, it may work better leading up to town meeting.
Yeah.
I mean, are we gonna have any last minute things in the last week before town meeting?
We might, I mean, we have the option of having a meeting if we need it. We'll see. I mean, if it ends up being just a few articles. I think the biggest question will be if there's something that changes with the planning board plan to tell us.
Mhm.
I mean, you do whatever, I'll make what I can.
Okay,
A quorum on the 7th is,
let's finalize
Vital.
that tomorrow, Barney.
Okay.
What's that?
a quorum on the 7th is vital for signing the
I'll be
warrant.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Well, Barney and I
right.
will discuss tomorrow at the planning meeting and
Okay.
we'll formalize it.
Right.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay. We'll meet in November. All right,
That's the report.
November 4th.